Started about 10 years ago, and we really identified a business problem that there weren't enough DBAs in the corporate marketplace. On top of that, the business systems that used to be simple 8 to 5 business hour related systems had gone to a 24/7 critical service policy where they had to be up and running all the time. So the convergence of not enough DBAs plus the advent of mission critical systems going 7/24 created the need of doing things differently. With an entrepreneurial idea, we came back with intelligent autonomics, we came back with solid process design, and came up with a solution that was truly remarkable of providing database administration services on a just-in-time remote basis. Therein lies the whole solution, and that's why dbaDIRECT is the pioneer in remote database administration today. The emergence of remote database administration really relies on two factors that came in the marketplace. First is that the data growth is exploding right now. Databases are growing in volumes, and actually people are saying that they're doubling every 18 months. The second is a severe labor shortage in the DBA position. The Bureau of Labor Statistics says that there's a 38% increase in the need for DBAs over the next 5 years. So you put those two factors together, you have a requirement of doing more for less. Well, if you try to do more for less, you can't do it the same way. It just won't work. You need to do things differently. And with dbaDIRECT, we've designed some intelligent autonomics with a solid design process to truly improve productivity in the database administration area. If you think about it, the whole data area has two different definitions. One is data administration, which is where you get into customer intimate marketing programs and data governance programs, areas that really help grow the business. The second area is where you need the database production to run the business in the present. What we do is we free up human capital, we free up time, and we actually provide that for more scalability for the data growth so that the internal folks can focus on building the business and working with a strategic plan for the corporation. dbaDIRECT's approach is a best practice for several reasons. I think you need to look at, first of all, what's the current or what I call the old approach. Then I'll talk about the new approach, and then maybe we'll take a peek at the future as well. The current approach is traditionally manual labor inside the corporation. If they get budget pressure, they'll look at the same task, switch the cubicle to a cheaper cubicle, meaning they'll outsource to a globalized service model. The fact is they're using the same tools, they're using the same manual processes. They really don't get more productivity and won't be able to address the data growth issue. The new approach is using intelligent autonomics with solid process design so that there is actually less work to do on the same databases. You can proactively and preemptively manage the database, thus creating less work overall on the whole system. The new approach also provides a follow-the-sun global delivery model where you can service that database anytime, anywhere, by anyone. So that extensible model allows us to do a solid continuous service assurance protection plan for our clientele. The future is all about cloud computing. A lot of the industrialization of these manual processes and reducing the overall work effort in its entirety will provide for more productivity in the IT area and continue to provide higher levels of service on a customized basis. There are many types of enterprises that are using remote database administration. I think you have to separate the two major needs between cultural and operational. And so if you look at the cultural side, those enterprises that have strategic sourcing committees, that have a commitment towards strategic sourcing and finding the best practices, whether it be internal or external, of their IT organization, those are the ones that will be most likely to consider remote database administration. The second factor is about operational and mission-critical requirements. Those companies like banks and financial services institutions, airlines, point-of-sale systems, the true mission-critical kind of systems where if they go down, the business stops. those are the type of companies that consider remote database administration due to the 7x24 continuous service assurance requirement of those applications. I see the trends going forward in remote infrastructure management and then specifically in remote database management as really focused again on the business problem in corporate America. The data is still doubling. It's growing exponentially. It's compounding. And there's got to be more care and feeding for that databases. You got to do it. You can't not do it. As a result of that, the need for services like remote database administration will continue to grow exponentially with the growth of the data. There's still a skilled labor shortage. The labor shortage is not going to go away tomorrow. Certainly, there'll be more DBAs through the global economy, no question. The fact of the matter is they won't be able to catch up unless they use new ways of approaching the business problem. Intelligent autonomics in a highly secure fashion are very important for the scalability in this area. Frankly, the amount of just-in-time work is also increasing. People don't know what their needs are. They can't predict the volume of their needs. And so these kind of services have to be extensible and scalable and have the agility to grow with these customers on a 7x24 basis. And that's truly the business problem that they're trying to solve. And if they solve that business problem, the customer will actually use them more and more and more. So it kind of self-feeds within the marketplace that way because of the value it brings to the customer environment. Companies choose dbaDIRECT for three specific reasons. First is the short-term tactical needs that we described earlier. Data is exploding, data is growing, and there's a skill shortage. And so you can't get the proper care and feeding that the databases truly deserve and the corporation truly demands. The second reason is really more strategic than tactical. dbaDIRECT is chosen by customers for a strategic partnership where the trend to do remote database administration has been accepted and the company has chosen to do this with a service instead of by internal folks. Typically, they strategically align their internal folks on new growth initiative projects that help grow their company in the global economy. The third reason is all about governance. No longer can IT personnel have the rights to the database all over the corporation. There needs to be specific roles and responsibilities that the DBA has as well as the developers and associated personnel. And so dbaDIRECT plays a strategic partnership within the government's function in those corporations. All in all, if you look at those three reasons and you look at dbaDIRECT has grown over the years to over 100 customers and thousands of databases, you can be assured that customers rely on dbaDIRECT for their continuous service assurance on their databases now and into the future.